Hello, and welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We want to hear your thoughts on the movies and shows we review.
Leave us a comment on Apple Podcasts or our YouTube channel, and we will read them during the show.
Or reach out to us on social media. We love talking all things entertainment and pop culture with you.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you.
What's up, Delora? We are back with another In Conversation.
Hi, Ashley. As always, I'm so excited for our guest today.
Absolutely. This is a great In Conversation lead up to the Dayton Black Women's Film Festival. We are highlighting Danielle Scruggs, who is the founder and curator of Black Women Directors. She's going to be a part of the Friday activities and events and, doing a deep dive at the library, talking through topics and all sorts of things. So, Danielle, I know you're a multi-hyphenate creative. You're a photographer, a writer, all the things. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us to chat.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And then I want to start this the way we start all of our In Conversations, which is just really walking us through some of the highlights of your career journey that's gotten you to where you are today.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I guess I can start backwards. So I'm the founder and curator of Black Women Directors, which is a digital archive and community screening platform that highlights work by Black women and non-binary filmmakers all over the world. So there's about 500 films in the archive by about 180 directors, and that number is still growing. And I'm also a photo editor for NPR, and I'm also a photojournalist. And I write about film and culture, and that's about it. So I've been a photographer and photo editor. I've been doing that for about 20 years, which sounds like really wild to think about, but yeah, I graduated 20 years ago, and I've been doing this ever since. And I got into film programming and film curation a little more recently. But yeah, I started the archive back in 2015, mainly because I love film, and I get a lot of inspiration from it for my own work. And I just noticed that in the discourse around film, or when I was reading trade publications, a lot of times when people talked about diversity in film, they just weren't including Black women. And I'm like, this doesn't seem right. There's got to be more out there than what I'm seeing kind of being put out. So I really started it as a way to educate myself. And it just kind of took off from there. I started it on Tumblr initially, RIP to Tumblr. Well, I guess it's still kind of here.
Yeah.
Substance more popular now, but yeah.
Maybe that was premature RIP, but yeah, I started it initially on Tumblr, and it just kind of kept growing from there. So I kind of made it its own standalone platform, and it's just kind of continued to grow. And I just feel really grateful that so many people, it resonates with so many people, and so many people are I have filmmakers saying thank you for highlighting our work. And then people who use the archive are oh wow, I didn't know about this person before, thank you so much for highlighting this. Or I didn't know that this show was coming up by this person. So yeah, just that, just getting people excited about, specifically about Black women and non-binary and filmmakers is just that's been super gratifying for me. So yeah,
I love it so much. I think even just my connection with Angelina and the festival has put me on to people and content that I don't think I probably would have discovered on my own.
Same.
And highlighting the work of Black women. So
yeah,
love it.
Very important work. I have to ask you, have you had organizations or government agencies, I'm thinking the Library of Congress or anything like that, reach out to you and ask about your archive?
No, but now that's kind of now I'm oh wait, maybe I should try to find someone there to let them know what I've been working on. Yeah, most of the people who reach out have been like other filmmakers or like journalists who are like curious to like learn more about the archive, but hasn't been like government entities or like or things like that. But now I'm like, maybe I need to start reaching out to people.
And
So
I know the Obama Center is going to be opening up pretty soon in Chicago as well. So
yeah, that's coming up
never
in
know
a
who
few
you might
weeks.
meet over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually coming up in a few weeks. Oh, you reminded me I need to get a photographer assigned for that. That's like neither here nor there, but but yeah, that is coming up really soon. So yeah, and I'm sure like there's so many people who are gonna be coming through. So yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, you never know.
Absolutely. Well, as a visual creative, what are a couple of your all-time favorite pieces of art or photography, and what has inspired you lately?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I really love that question because like I get inspired by like a lot of different kinds of art and artists. But something that really a photographer who stands out to me a lot is Roy DeCarava. He's like one of my favorite photographers. He's kind of a contemporary of Gordon Parks, but his work is definitely more less traditional photojournalism and like more artistic and more a little more artistic and a little more interpretive, I would say. Like because like a lot of his work, like he like a lot of his work is like very like physically dark and like he works in the shadow a lot. And I thought like that was that's something that's just like always really appealed to me, that like he kind of found a lot of beauty in abstraction and kind of found like a lot of beauty and also like a lot of beauty in the everyday and
Mm.
like things that we would normally think of as like mundane. Like he elevated it and like made it like really beautiful to look at, especially like kind of scenes of like everyday Black life. So there's like he actually has like two really foundational books that I love. Like so he did a collaboration with Langston Hughes, The Sweet Flypaper of Life. And so it's Langston Hughes poetry and then Roy DeCarava's photos like put together. It's beautiful. And then there's another book called The Sound I Saw, where it's Roy DeCarava's photos of jazz musicians like from like the 50s and 60s. And yeah, like I really love the way he approached music photography, because a lot of times like you're kind of taught to like freeze the action, but like he would like kind
He
of
has
embrace
movement.
like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He would like embrace movement and embrace motion blur and long exposure. And yeah, again, like that kind of the beauty and the abstract, like that's something that he kind of did a lot of. So yeah, one of my favorite artists. Yeah.
Well,
I
this makes me
love
really
that.
excited because of course, I've heard of garden parks, but I did not hear about Roy.
Mhm.
And I just feel like it's so necessary in the time that we're in right now to just remember what our ancestors done and like how they
Mhm.
capture the beauty, how they continue to write and love and live life in the midst of um insanity.
Yes.
I will
Yes.
say it does feel different because I do feel like it's regressive what we're going through now, but
Hmm.
um I love this. I can't wait to pick up those books.
Yeah, he's definitely like one of my favorite artists. And yeah, I guess like as far as like art that's inspired me now, I also recently saw an exhibit of Nick Cave at in DC. Who's actually like, yeah, he's a Chicago artist, but he does like all these like he creates sound suits and then but he also does like sculpture and installation and video art. So he's like another kind of multi-hyphenate. And and I think like his work is just like it's it really is like a celebration of like very specific kind of like Black vernacular, like very specific like he collects like a lot of like objects and like creates installations out of them. And I just really love seeing work that like really, well, first of all, acknowledges that like, Black American culture is a thing. Like we like it like that is like a very specific culture, and like there are like specific objects and ideas and ideologies related to that. And I really just love seeing people celebrate that and like
Mhm.
kind of shine a light on it. So yeah, like that's something that's been like really kind of exciting to me lately. So yeah.
So I know you've worked at obviously all these fabulous, well-known publications, but in terms of just like your own brand and interest, do you do shows? Like, do you take your art and do installations or do things, publicly to push your own like photography and work forward in that way?
Oh yeah, not as much as I would like to, but but yeah, I recently curated an exhibit, not of my own photography, but like archival photography of like different HBCU campuses. So I did
Hmm.
that last year at Little Black Pearl in Little Black Pearl workshop here in Chicago. And then a few years back, I exhibited some of my photography at a Photoville, which is like this really great photo festival in New York. And so yeah, like I got a chance to show my work there, which is like really exciting. And yeah, so I definitely want to do more stuff like that. I was doing a lot more of it when I was younger. Which sounds so weird to say, but back in my 20s, like
Yeah.
I was exhibiting a lot more. So I definitely want to do more of that going forward. But yeah, I've been like doing like a lot of like more so curating other people's work versus my own. Yeah.
I mean, I think you're a little busy, right? You have a full-time job. You
Yeah.
have the Black women directors. You're also involved in the Chicago Symposium, right? So
Yes.
you're a
Mhm.
little booked and busy.
Yeah.
It's
Just a little bit.
understandable.
Yeah. Just a little
Understandable. But
bit.
I'm just curious, especially for just the love of the work and how passionate you speak about it, just the ability to kind of see your own interpretation of that out into the world.
What are your thoughts on AI? And have you seen its impact on your industry?
Whew, yeah, that's a whew, yeah. Like I've been thinking a lot about this because like it's just the thing that like really kind of sets off alarm bells in my head is like when people talk about AI being like inevitable and it's like, oh, well, everyone's going to be using AI and everything, every art form is going to be made with AI somehow and you got to get on board or get left behind or whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, the thing and also the thing that kind of sets off alarm bells with me about AI is that like it's kind of telling people that it's like, oh, we can get rid of all this friction for you, right? Like, oh, if you're having trouble writing something, AI can do it for you. Or, if you're like struggling to like find the right photo for something or like find the right illustration, like, oh, AI can just make it for you. And it's like, well, first of all, it's like stealing work from artists. So it's like
Absolutely.
there's that. Like it's like all of it's like plagiarized and like built on work that actual humans made. But then also I think a big part of the creative process is friction. It's like you do need to kind of like struggle through an edit, or like you do need to struggle through like you do need to take, about 5 or 6 or 7 photos before you get the light just right. Or like you do need to like, take time to like meter things out so like you get the light right. You like everything can't be done with AI. And I think
Friction
like he
is
also, oh yeah, go ahead.
necessary. I was saying friction is necessary for growth. You know, even the flower has to break through, the soil, or I'm just thinking about the pressure that's required for diamonds. Like it's
Yeah.
part of the creative process.
Exactly, exactly. So it was like that's something that is like because it's also really satisfying when you have been struggling with something and then like you finally figure out like, oh, that's the phrase I was looking for. Like, oh, that's the lighting I got it right. Or like, oh, like even just like with emails, it's like, oh, right, like I figured out the tone so I don't sound too messy or mad. So it's like, like I just don't feel like we should just be kind of turning everything over to AI and like acting like that's going to solve all of our issues. And then there's also like the environmental impact of it. So, yeah, and like that's been like a big thing in like journalism, just like kind of figuring out like disclosing like the use of AI or like I know like a big thing right now with the Wall Street Journal is they changed their contract for photographers. Well, A, they want the copyright to stay with the Wall Street Journal versus with photographers. And then also they're telling photographers, we're going to use your work to train AI. So it's like, what is going on here?
Wow.
Um, so
They can reduce the workforce.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's a really interesting time right now for journalism and kind of looking at like, AI use and like kind of what are we going to do about this? Or like, kind of what standards are we going to set? Um, so yeah, I personally just I just see like so many issues with it, and it's like I can't really see too many benefits of it, to be honest. So yeah, that's kind of my hot take.
Yeah, everybody's going to be a vegetable at some point. We're not going to think. We're not going to move. We're not. What are we going to do? We're not going to have the skills because we just have outsourced any type of cognitive load to
Yeah.
machines. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
going to be
Like
little
that.
vegetables.
Exactly. It's just like, oh man, like, oh yeah, it's like we gotta yeah, we can't like yeah, we can't like outsource our brain power to like, something external either. It's like I think like I think another thing too is that it comes down to like trust too. And it's like we kind of have to like a little bit more trust in ourselves that it's like, no, like
Yes,
you can do this. Like you don't need to like outsource your critical thinking to AI. Like you can think for
exactly.
yourself. Like you can like work through this and like create something on your own.
Yep.
Um and
I
then
made
yeah.
I made the big huff because, AI has this thing called hallucinations, which means it makes things up. So you can't
Yeah.
wholeheartedly trust AI. You also have to do a lot of editing of it.
Hmm.
There's also
Yeah.
people who intentionally saturate AI with the wrong information, with targeted misinformation constantly. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I mean, it's a tool like anything else, but hopefully we don't allow it to be our complete and utter downfall. So,
Right. Right. Yeah, that's the knock on wood.
yeah. So I know we've already talked a bit about the founding of the Black Women Directors and the platform you created, and you talked a little bit about what led up to its founding. But give us a sense of the joys and any hardships that kind of came along with this experience of, really creating this from the ground up.
Whew, yeah. When you said joys and hardships, it's like, ooh, they're kind of like intertwined.
Married.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But yeah, I would definitely say, well, I'll start with the joys of it. I would say definitely the joy has been really like being able to connect with so many different people. Like I've had people from like South Africa like reach out to me and say like, oh, like can you add me? And like also like make sure like you add this person or like, look up this person. So like just like being able to like discover people that I wouldn't have known about before, or like even being able to like go further back and say like, oh, this person actually is like a pioneer, like paved the way for like contemporary filmmakers. Like learning about like for example like learning about like Safi Faye and Yuzan Palsy, like you know women filmmakers like throughout the diaspora, like they kind of laid the foundation for like kind of like contemporary filmmakers to be able to do the work that they do. So that's definitely been a joy, just like being able to like just learn more about this art form and this like form of storytelling. um and then I would say like the hardships have been I'm trying to think of like how to put this and still sound diplomatic, or maybe there isn't a way to put it in a diplomatic way. But um, I don't know. Like it's been like kind of getting resources and getting funding has been a really difficult journey, and I think a big part of that is because like I do specifically keep the focus on Black women in films and Black non-binary filmmakers, and I definitely have had people in the past tell me like, "Oh, are you sure you don't want to expand it to like women of color or like do you want to like why don't you include men or da da da?" And I'm like,
That's not my mission.
right. Exactly. It's like no, like there's a very specific reason why I chose this lens and like I chose this focus is because like, you know, a lot of times like Black women in films like don't get that recognition. Like they don't get the award recognition, they don't get the funding, they don't get the marketing. So it's like if I were to like change Black women directors to women of color directors, it's like it's no shade to women like other women of color, but it's like that's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's like I have like a very specific focus on Black women and films for like a very specific reason. And, you know, a big part of that is because a lot of times like our work gets lost, quote
Hmm.
unquote, or like, you know, purposely like buried. And especially now, like, I mean, you know, the current political landscape, you know, you have people literally trying to rewrite history, like literally erasing history, literally altering archives so that certain accomplishments and certain realities of like what have happened in this country are like literally being erased and altered. So it's like I can't participate in that. Like, you know, when like knowing that that's like going on. So yeah, that's been kind of like the double-edged sword. But, you know, but I also know that like I know what my North Star is, and it's like I want to make sure that I'm like kind of staying true to that. And you know, just like knowing that like eventually like the resources will come through. Like they've been coming through so far, like sometimes in very unexpected ways. So um so yeah, yeah, I just figured it's probably best to just like kind of stay on that path and you know, just kind of keep in mind that like the resources that's gonna come in due time. So yeah.
Hmm. You never know who's watching, you never know who's listening.
Absolutely.
So,
Shout out to the 92% too. Uh,
Yes.
what has been your greatest adventure since creating the Black Women Directors Library? And I like to say that my daughter helped me with that question. I
Oh.
was getting ready for the interview, and my daughter, she's 8, and I was like, "What should I ask
Oh.
Miss Danielle?" Just like ask her about her greatest adventure. I was like, you know what? I like it.
Oh, I love that. Wait, what's your daughter's name?
Amara.
Amara?
Mhm.
Oh, that's such a pretty name. Okay. Shout out to Amara because that's a really great question. Yeah, I would say greatest adventure. Oh, you know, I would say it's been doing more in-person events, and specifically the Chicago Film Symposium because that really came out of me reaching out to Black Film Club Collective, which is a film club based here in Chicago. And I saw that they were doing like these really cool events, and I was like, oh, like I want to do more in real life events and like kind of connect people and like kind of like put communities together. And so I reached out to them and I was just like, hey, what would you think about putting together like a film screening series and maybe like a panel discussion and like focus on like you know, Black filmmakers here in Chicago. And they were like, yeah, let's go for it. And so it's been a real joy and a real honor to work with them. That's Troy and Chinyere. They're the founders of Black Film Club. And yeah, like we put together two film symposiums and we've also done like other events together and we've also become friends. And like I just feel like a lot of my work as a curator and my work as like an event organizer has like really expanded and like really I don't know, I just feel like I've been learning a lot from both of them. And so yeah, I would say like that's been like one of like the biggest adventures. So yeah.
Love that. Finding community. It's
Hmm.
I feel
beautiful.
like that's something Delora and I have been able to do with our relationship with the Dayton Black Women's Film Festival, which is our
Mm.
first major endeavor of that kind, too, and such
Yes.
solidarity and sisterhood within Ange and that community. So,
Yeah.
1000% agree. And now with you. So, here
Yes.
we are.
What's a hidden gem in the Black Women Directors Archive not enough people are talking about or aware of?
Ooh, yeah, I really like that question too, because it's like kind of hard for me to narrow it down because I'm like, oh, like there's so
I
many
can
things
only
I want,
imagine.
You're
there's
right.
like so
Yeah.
many things I want to highlight. But I would definitely say like there's like a really good collection of short films in the archive. Like there's I was like immediately thinking of Unbraided. It's a comedy and it's a short film by Carolyn Renard, and it's so good. It's so funny. I'm like, I kind of want to see it become either like a TV series or like a full like feature length film. But it's about a woman who kind of has like all these misadventures throughout LA after her braider cancels on her at the last minute. And so and it's
The
like
struggle.
listen, I was like I think everyone here has probably been through something like that at some point.
My anxiety spiked just thinking about it. So,
Immediately.
So yeah, so that's like a really great short film. And then there's also I would say oh, there's like a pretty solid horror collection in there too.
Fun.
It's like I love horror, like that's one of my favorite genres. So I definitely wanted to highlight that as well. So there's like short films and then feature length films in the horror category listed. And then I was
I
trying to think of
also,
it.
not to interrupt you, I also
Oh
think
yeah.
it's great that you highlighted Black horror amongst Black female directors. I feel like we talk about it a lot now with Black male directors, but
Yes.
not
Yes.
necessarily Black female directors in the
Shout out
space.
Nina
Yeah.
DaCosta. She got a couple
Yeah.
under her belt now, big
Yes. Oh
budgets.
man. Yeah. She's like I don't know. Did y'all see The Bone Temple, the 28 Days Later
I
sequel?
saw part of it. I couldn't last. Oh, and Ashley doesn't do horror.
No,
Oh, okay.
I'll
You're
do
like,
like slashers, Danielle, but like we can't get too deep.
okay.
I gotta tap out.
Right.
And to be
You're like,
fair,
that's not my ministry.
It's not my ministry.
my husband started watching it and I couldn't stay up because honestly, I'm that typical girl. Let's watch a movie. Let's watch a movie. And they're like, and so I didn't know who was the director initially. So I was like, oh, I need to go back and check it out, get her perspective on the story. So
Oh yeah, she's doing it. Like Nina DaCosta, I'm like she is like because she put out like back-to-back movies too because she had
he
Hedda
did.
in the fall
Yep.
and then Bone
Yep.
Temple this winter. So I'm just like, yeah, she is like crushing it. So definitely yeah, Bone Temple was so good. Like it was even better than what I was expecting it to be. I was like, this is yeah, this is it. But yeah, I would say like those are some of like the gems in the archive. And yeah, I try to like include like trailers and like biographical information about filmmakers too. And just like yeah, just like really make it like a resource for people and hopefully people can like spend extended time there and like kind of see like oh yeah, like because like the other thing too that I want to emphasize and that has been really educational for me too, just like putting, everything together is like is seeing like how much diversity there is within like Black women filmmakers and Black films and Black non-binary directors is like just seeing all the different kinds of approaches and all the different kinds of stories and perspectives that you'll see. So there's like animation, there's horror, there's drama, there's comedy, and then within that there's like so many different perspectives and approaches to those different genres. Um, so yeah, that's been I'm sorry, I'm like really nerding out, but yeah, that's been like
We
really
We
love it.
love it.
okay,
We love it.
okay. But that's been like really exciting for me to see too. It's just like even just like as I'm like updating the archive and like, reading through people's bios and like, looking at the trailers and everything or like, seeing the movies and just like, wow, like there's just so much diversity just you know, within like I guess like sometimes like people would think of like Black people or Black women as a monolith, but like we definitely are not. And this is like like here's like here it is in black and white that we are not a monolith.
Indeed.
And how are you adapting in light of the regression of DEI?
Oh, it's like it's interesting because so in 2020, when people were like, "Oh my God, we care about Black people now." Like a lot of people, like a lot of people started reaching out to me to like, well, first of all, as a photographer, people were reaching out to me, and these were people, mind you, that I've been sending my resume to, sending my portfolio to for years. Nothing, like crickets. tumbleweeds. And then all of a sudden in 2020, people are like, oh my God, like, we really want to work with you and I love your work and da da da. And it's like, okay, sure. And so, and then like kind of the same thing happened with Black women directors. Like people like were reaching out and being like, oh, like, we really want to support and we want to donate to you and da da da. I'm like, okay. And I guess like I don't know. Like I just never really trusted it. Like I just never really trusted
I'm so glad you say
that.
that because
Yeah.
I remember having conversations with colleagues that I trust at work, and I'm like, I don't know how long this is gonna last. Like how long is this wave? But when I tell you this wave has crashed,
I mean, it's like the mask came off immediately. They're like, "Oh, we don't have to care about that. We don't have to pretend to care about y'all anymore." Bet. We're like disappearing ASAP. So I guess like I kind of expected that. So like I guess like yeah, I just like never really trusted it in the first place when people were talking about like because for one thing, people didn't really follow up with in 2020 when people were saying like, "Oh my God, like, we care about you and we want to donate and we want to invest in you." It never happened. So I was like, okay. And then I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Like I guess I just kind of felt like I'm just gonna keep focused on the work and just like kind of keep doing what feels true to me. Um and even like with like the rollback of like because I mean I also don't want to be too glib. Like I don't want to be dismissive of like, the very real like funding cuts and like the very real like rolling back of like grants and things like that or like people saying that like oh we don't want to invest in this thing because like you have DEI language and it is like literally just me like describing myself but so that's definitely real but I also kind of feel like I mean there's always going to be like ebbs and flows about like how people view us and like how people want to invest in us and how people want to support us or not. So I don't know. I guess I just always kind of feel like I haven't ever been able to really rely on that. So I'm gonna just like kind of keep doing my work and like keep collaborating with people who I know have like the right intentions and who have like kind of like the like a similar North Star that I have. And then yeah, just like kind of keep it pushing. So because yeah, I'm just like there's just so few people I trust when it comes to true diversity, true equity.
Hmm.
And it's just like, so I could kind of see this coming. So I'm like, okay, let me just.
and to clarify, it's more so in the financial side of support that you've seen the difference with the regression.
Yeah, yeah. Like definitely have seen like grants being cut or like arts funding being cut or like yeah like because actually I'm on the board of a nonprofit that um, supports women of color in the photo and video industry. And we've had to have like a lot of conversations around like changing the language on our website because there were concerns that like people who have normally funded diversity measures like the nonprofit that I'm on the board of or like other or like similar nonprofits they've been kind of like rolling back their financial support. And so yeah, we've had like conversations around like I guess like we got to like change the language on their site so we can attract donors who are like afraid of, being dinged by the current administration for
It's
supporting
crazy.
DEI. So
It's crazy.
yeah, and yeah, I know. It's just
Ridiculous.
like it's just like and we shouldn't have to do that, It's just like we shouldn't have to it's yeah, it's really unfortunate that like we like, but those are like the kind of conversations that we've had to have because it's like, okay, like because we do need to be able to like get funding to sustain the work that we're doing to like support um like women of color in this industry. And it's like, so it's like it's one of those compromises where it's like you don't want to do it, but it's like, well, I mean, to be able to keep doing the work that, we want to do to support people, it's like, all right, I guess we gotta.
Play the game a bit. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly, which is unfortunate, but and exhausting.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it's great that you
Very.
found great partnerships that you can rely on and have that alliance with in terms of mission and purpose and all those things, because
Mhm.
especially in times like this, it is our community that hopefully will always have our back and vice versa.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, let's talk a little bit more about the workshop you're going to be a part of at the film festival. What can attendees look forward to as a part of the workshop?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So it's going to be a two-part workshop. So the first part of the workshop is kind of looking at how uh Black women filmmakers use film as like a storytelling device, and like how they're able to share like really personal stories through the process of film. And so I'm going to be highlighting work by different Black women filmmakers that kind of like speak to that kind of storytelling, like that kind of like personal storytelling. And then the second part of the workshop is a screenwriting workshop. And then there's also going to be so people can do like writing exercises and then share their work after they're done and get feedback on it. And so I'm really excited to be a part of this workshop and because I mean I just think it's like really important to especially like I mean, I hate to say that phrase, like now more than ever, but like really now more than ever. Like I think it's really important for us to like really document ourselves and like tell our stories and like really kind of just tell the truth about like what's happening right now. And I think it seems like there's kind of like not a lot of I'm trying to think of how to put this. People have been like wanting to kind of like silence us in like a lot of ways or like almost kind of like collectively gaslight us and say like, oh, what you think is happening, it isn't really happening, or like, oh, like what you think is a problem, that's not really a problem. And it's like, no, like we, or yeah, maybe just no. Like maybe that's like the answer is no. And
Complete
so,
sentence.
right, it's like
Yes.
that's a complete sentence. Oh, so yeah, like I think it's just really important to like encourage people to say like, like you do have a voice, like you do have something important to say. And so like let's help you like express yourself in this specific way. So yeah, I'm excited for that.
I keep thinking in my head, you were talking about the some of the struggles where people want you to, include other groups and you're like, no, this is the group that I'm highlighting. It's like we are enough.
Yes. Yes.
So take it or leave it.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. Like I definitely have been trying to like bring in that energy for myself too. It's just like, oh, like yeah, like this is this is it. It's like I can't like, I can't really change myself, kind of don't really want to. That this is who I am. So
That part.
yeah. So it's
Ashley and
definitely
I
trying
talked
to
about that before. I'm like, I will come back as a Black woman in every lifetime. Like, why would I not? Like,
right.
Love it over here.
Exactly.
connecting with the Dayton Black Women's Film Festival seems like a natural fit. How did you first hear about the festival?
Oh, yeah, so actually, I first heard about it when Angelina reached out to me and said, like, hey, I'm putting together this film festival and like, I would love for you to like be involved. And yeah, and I was just like, oh, like a whole festival dedicated to Black women filmmakers. Like, yeah, that's like perfectly aligned. So, yeah, no, I was really excited about that, especially because like actually one of the things I put on my vision board and then like wrote down as like one of like my big goals was like I wanted to collaborate with film festivals and like do something either
Love that.
like do programming or like do workshops. And so I was like this is literally like what I was like asking the universe to be able to do. And so oh yeah, like when I saw the email I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like yeah, so yeah, I'm just like really grateful and honored that yeah, that she like reached out and like wanted to collaborate. So yeah.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
I read and loved your reviews on films like Malcolm and Marie and Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh, thank
What
you.
recent films have caught your attention and why?
Oh, well, thank you, first of all, because like Yeah, I was actually when you said that you had like read those reviews, I actually went back and read those reviews and I was like, oh, I was fed up with Malcolm and Marie. I
And
didn't
that's why I loved it, because we
Listen,
were here,
like we were here,
baby.
the
right?
way we talked about that dry ass macaroni and cheese, also, I'm like, there is no way you're fitting a black man Kraft
Kraft
mac and
macaroni.
cheese.
I was like, okay, so see, that's like the first red flag. I was like, I had to include that in my review. I was like, she made him mac and cheese from a box like
You
that.
did. I will say too, I think right now, with the fact that we're in season 3 of Euphoria and back in this collaboration with Zendaya and Sam and seeing what's happening with that. And then just generally for me, I think Delora and I have been doing this podcast now for 6 years. That is the first film that I remember calling Delora. And I was like, I know we agreed to do this. I don't want to talk about this because like, I hate to come down on the work of two great black actors who I
Mhm.
really enjoy and like,
Mhm.
but I struggled through that film.
The writing, the white
Some
man
of what you
writing.
highlighted, though, I loved because of your lens on it visually and talking about how stunning visually it was. Like it was photographic. And I was like,
Mhm.
that was something to acknowledge that was beautiful about this mess of a movie that I had to emotionally be tormented through. But I just resonated with it. I resonated with your style of writing. I resonated with your opinion. And I also, I think with Judas and Black Messiah, um, really was captured by your lens of Chicago, right? And the fact that you're talking about that, how can something that was so close and historical amongst the city not be shot within the city and all these things. And I was like, that makes so much sense. And, you know, and just the background you gave additionally on just the relationship and the actual historical context of the people within that film. Again, I really enjoyed your work. So again, with all that being said, what has resonated with you recently in film, and what was the thing that made those pieces resonate with you so much?
Oh yeah. So actually I just saw two films that I think are just fantastic and I'm really excited for other people to see it so I can talk about it more with people. But so the first one is God Is. I saw an
Yes,
screening of it.
I'm looking forward to it.
It is so good. It like because like it really I think like it's like kind of like almost the perfect movie for this moment that we're in right now because like it deals with like Black women's rage. And I think a lot of times, well, first of all, most of the time, Black women's usually very justifiable anger is like either not acknowledged or it's kind of played for like laughs, or it's like, or it's even kind of played as like, oh, see, like that's something wrong with her. Like, look at her attitude, blah, blah, blah. But like here, it's like in Is God Is, it's like, it's, I mean, I don't know, celebrated. I don't know if that's like the right word, but it's definitely, it's like respected and it's like given space. And it's like, it's shown as like something as like a very real consequence of like how we tend to be treated. So it's like, yeah, actually like no, like let me give some of that back to you. So and then Kara Young, oh my God, like she is brilliant. Like she is so good in this. Like yeah. So that's something that like really resonated with me. And like the writing is just like, oh, like the writing is so good. But like that makes sense because the director is a playwright as well.
Mm.
Because she adapted her own her play. And so yeah, the dialogue is really really great. Like the writing is great. The performances, yeah, it's just like a really great movie all around. And then I also saw this documentary called Black Zombie, which is a it's so good because like it kind of explores how the zombie trope came to be in Hollywood. And like, but she really breaks it down, like kind of like where it originated from, like originally in Haiti, and then kind of looks at like how it got kind of like distorted through like a lot of like what's the word? Like Hollywood like kind of like distorting and kind of like
Colonizing it.
purposely, yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly.
White
That's
says
yeah, that's the word I
best.
was, yes, that's the word. Yeah, I was like, yes, colonization. Like and like kind of distorting and like and also kind of conflating two different things because like you know there's like this very real phenomenon of like zombies in Haiti and like how people were like literally being worked to death, and like that's like where like that origin came from. But then there's also like people were like conflating it with voodoo and like saying like, oh, voodoo is something to be scared of, or like it's like this awful thing. And it's like, no, it's actually like this very beautiful spiritual practice. And it's like, and it's part of like West African spiritual practice and tradition. And so I think like the documentary is like doing like a really big, it's like um it's like an act of reclamation, and
Mm.
like, and I think it's like an act of like resilience, and not just, no, not resilience, resistance.
Mm.
And like that was just like really beautiful to see. And yeah, so I don't think it has distribution yet. Like it's like on the festival circuit right now, but I really want more people to see it. Like it's yeah, phenomenal. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm noting it premiered at South by Southwest.
Hmm.
Gotta make it in 2027. Gotta do it. That's awesome. We love a doc on the
We
pod.
do. We
So,
do. So, you mentioned horror is your favorite genre. But what's your favorite movie?
Ooh, wait, favorite horror movie or just favorite movie of all, or like,
Favorite movie.
oh, man, just one.
Or
Um,
you can do it. We've also done them by genre as well, like
oh, okay.
animated, Lion King,
Mhm.
rom-com, Hitch. I don't know. Like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I would say one of one of my favorite movies of all time is A Killer of Sheep by Charles Burnett. That's like
Mm.
such a beautiful, beautiful movie. It's he made it as part of like his film thesis at UCLA. And he so it was like from like the 70s, and I think it's just like this really beautiful quiet movie about a family, and just like kind of how um because the patriarch, he works at a slaughterhouse, like literally killing sheep. And so, but he also has a daughter, he has a wife, and so like it's kind of like looking at their life, and then like also like kind of looking at life in Watts, and like kind of what that looked like back in the 70s. And so it's really beautifully filmed. Like it's just really like every frame, like I want to like hang it up on my wall. Like it's so beautiful. So yeah, that's one of my favorite movies. Another one is In the Mood for Love by Wong Kar-wai. Like that's another one of those movies where it's like I just want to like print out every frame from the movie and just like hang it on my wall. And
I've heard a lot of people talk about this one. Wow.
it's so beautiful. And actually it inspired Barry Jenkins' work too. Cause like
mm.
there are like some scenes that are reminiscent, that in Moonlight, that are like reminiscent of In the Mood for Love. So yeah, like yeah, Wong Kar-wai is like he's yeah, top tier. Yeah.
So I'm sensing a theme amongst your faves, which is visually stunning. that it is going along with like that visual storytelling element that you enjoy so much, but up a notch, right? Where the cinematography and all of that really is a big driver behind the
Production
love.
design,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
costume. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Love that.
I think about those things a lot too. Like Sinners, like that's like another one where it's just like, oh, like
Hannah Beekler.
yeah, yes. Like she is like, oh man, like just like the amount of like research that she does, and just like the amount of like background work she does, like to like make the production design look so like lived in all her movies. Like oh God, like she's like one of like my favorite just like artists. And yeah, like she is like a visual storytelling in a way, because like, the production design like kind of like that's part of like the storytelling process too. So yeah, she's yeah. Black women, amazing.
Hmm.
Phenomenal. We talked about your inspiration earlier as well, but what else is inspiring you these days?
Um, let's see, what else is inspiring me? I guess really just kind of like, I mean, I hope this doesn't sound corny or like too earnest, but like really just being able to like connect with people. I think like that's been like um it's been like really fruitful in like so many ways. And like I've been like connecting with like so many more people throughout Chicago, but then like really just like kind of like across, regions and everything like that. And so like, being able to like, connect with people and like um connect through things that like I really kind of hold dear to my heart, like, with photography and film and storytelling, like being able to like connect with people through those things has been like really that's been like really inspiring to me. And then all yeah, also just like being able to like um take advantage of like all like the different art spaces that are in Chicago, like being able to go to the MCA or being able to go to the Art Institute and just like see different kinds of work by different kinds of artists. Like that always inspires me. 'Cause like I think like it's important like as a photographer to like not just study other photographers in your work, but like also study like sculpture and painting and video art and film. And I think like it kind of gives you like a broader perspective on your own work. And then like it also kind of helps with like editing other people's work too, because then like you kind of yeah, it just like kind of gives you a sense of like what possibilities are out there and like how can I like kind of document this thing or like showcase this thing in like a new way. So yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like, I appreciate your answer because it makes me think back to the hoopla that happened this year at the Oscars or leading to the Oscars, how Chalamet was poo-hooing on ballet. I'm like, as an
Oh,
artist,
yeah.
wouldn't you see value in other art forms? Like,
Mm.
it,
Especially within his family. He had family members
Right.
who were
It's like,
involved
isn't
in
his
these art
mom
forms.
like, isn't his
and
mom like a
Yeah.
ballet?
sister,
He was
Yeah.
just talking. But what it reminded me of was the conversation Delora and I just had with another guest we had not too long ago, and Robert Pattinson. And other people have said it too. Like, how can you be an actor and not enjoy movies and not get into the art form that you're a part of? Because a
Mhm.
part of this business and a part of, broadening your skill set, obviously, is to study other great actors and works. So it makes sense to me, the
Yeah.
idea of, especially if you love what you do, being fully immersive into that experience. And I imagine for you too, it matters to live life the same way, like with your writing, or especially writers, you have to find that inspiration and like feet on the street. I have to be out
Mm.
amongst the people to refresh and capture and imagine and explore and do all those things that feed into your creativity.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, like you can't like just always be in production mode. You also have to like just live life and just like kind of experience things. And then like that can spark other ideas and and especially like when you're bouncing ideas off of other people who like kind of have like a like a similar sensibility, like it yeah, it just like creates more opportunities for like other ideas to like execute on. So yeah.
Couple more questions. I know we already talked about your plate being a little bit full at the moment, but what is next for you in terms of projects and goals?
Mhm. So I'm actually part of this fellowship called Change Collective. And so it's like a basically like a civic action leadership fellowship that lasts for about 6 months. And so as part of that, like we meet once a month, like this whole cohort, we meet and like kind of talk through our ideas and talk through like ways to like basically like get more involved like in our communities to like kind of execute the plans that we have in place. And so a big thing that I want to do is like create this wow, I mean, I don't know if this is going to happen this year, but I do want to make this happen eventually. But like the next thing I want to do with Black women directors is like create a grant program for emerging filmmakers to like either do like a proof of concept short or like make like a short film and like be able to provide them with like resources. So like so part of it is like I want to do a cash grant, but then like also like an equipment grant as well, so like people can like be able to like make the work, because like I've had the very great fortune of like meeting like a lot of like super talented directors and screenwriters, and so many people are like the main thing that's getting in their way is just funding because it's like they have like, you know, great ideas, they have great screenplays, like they have like a community of people that they know that they can call on to like be actors or be crew. And so it's just like a matter of like funding. So it's like I really want to be able to like not just like showcase the work after it's made, but like help people get it made in the first place. So that's like definitely something I want to do. And then like also create a residency program for Black women filmmakers. Um, like well filmmakers and like lens-based artists, so like if you do like video art or like photography, like yeah, I definitely want to do that because like I've done artist residencies myself, and just being able to have like time and space to just like sometimes not even like make work but just like think and like research, like it just makes all the difference. So I really want to be able to like kind of like do that for other people too. So like and so yeah, I'm still working out the logistics of like how I'm actually gonna do all that. But yeah, those are definitely like the next plans that I want for Black women directors. Like I definitely want to make sure that like in addition to like being a platform to highlight work, like also like be a resource for people to like come to say like, oh, okay, like yes, like I can get a grant and like make this short film or like make this proof of concept film to like get a feature film made. So yeah.
I have a general question to that. Is there a certain amount that you're looking for each grant that you aspire for? Or because I know Ashley and I were learning more as we, get a chance to interview women directors through the festival. But just curious on like, what's the price tag?
Yeah, I so part of me was thinking of doing like kind of starting out with like a micro grant first, so like probably like maybe like 5,000 because like I know like that's still like a relatively low amount of money, but like I think like um that could still, like pay for equipment or like pay for like or like if people have like maybe already shot a film but they're like, oh, like I need to like hire like someone to do like sound design, or like I need to like hire someone to like hire like a colorist, like that's like when like that grant could like step in and like kind of like push people over the finish line. So so yeah, eventually I would want to like do like a major grant, but I think like for right now like I want to start out with like micro grants. So yeah.
Yeah. Best thing to do is get started. That's usually the hardest hurdle. So,
Right.
what advice do you have for other aspiring creatives?
Ooh, oh, well, this is coming more from like personal experience. Because like I think like probably like a lot of creative people probably go through this where it's like you think everything has to be perfect before you can like start executing on something. And it's like, oh no, I gotta have like everything perfectly laid out and everything's gotta be, like, and it's really better to just start like because you can always like go back and like refine everything later. Like you can always, or as like you're going forward you can say like, oh, okay, this thing didn't work, but I tried this thing that worked, let me like keep going forward. So really like I know it sounds kind of cliche, but like really like you just kind of have to like get out of your head and just like do the thing and just make the thing that you're thinking about. And then yeah, like I said, like you can always go back and like refine it. You can always pivot if you need to, but like don't just keep your good ideas in your head because eventually like those ideas, because like I'm trying to remember where I saw this from, but basically like I remember reading this thing or seeing this thing saying that like basically like ideas want to be born. And so if you're not the one who does it, someone like that idea is going to go to someone else and they're
Yeah.
going to do it and you're going to be salty. So yeah, like if you have like an idea, if you have something in your head that's like, oh, like I want to do this thing, but I don't know if I'm ready. Like, no, just like put it out there, make the thing, and then like you can always, refine it, tweak it, whatever you need to do, like as you're going forward. So yeah.
Love that. Any additional thoughts or anything that you want to share with the audience today? And then, last thing, just share how people can connect with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, first, like I just want to say thank you both again for having me on. This has been a really
Yeah.
great conversation.
Yes. Thank you
And
for
yeah,
coming.
I just like really appreciate y'all's questions and like I just really appreciate this conversation. So thank you. Like I feel very honored to be here. And then yeah, I guess like I would say the other thing I would want to leave people with is just I guess just like stay the course. Like uh I mean, things are like really crazy right now, like on multiple levels, but I think like but also I think like this is a time where artists really have to get to work and we really have to like it's really crucial right now to like whatever type of creativity you do, whatever kind of art form you have, like whatever kind of, storytelling you want to do, like make the thing, do the thing. Cause like we need to fortify ourselves. And so it's like we really need that. So I definitely want to like kind of leave people with that. And then oh yeah, and then for people to find me, I'm on Instagram. So just Black Women Directors, all one word. And then also the archive is at blackwomendirectors.co. I also have a newsletter that comes out every month, the first Friday of the month. So that's on Substack. Also called Black Women Directors. And so yeah, I hope people follow me or like, or spend time with the archive because like there's like a lot of like really great work there. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Danielle. We are honored to have you join us for the podcast
Thank you,
today.
thank you, thank you.
We're excited to see what you do next. We're excited to continue to check out your work as well as the work of the archive. We're definitely excited to continue our relationship with you in tandem with the festival and all those things. So excited to hear more about the workshop, and I'm sure that will be another very successful event. Delora, thank you for another great episode. Listeners, thank you
Ashley.
for joining us as always. Please share this out with everybody that you know. We appreciate you. We will be back with more, but in the meantime, as always, be blessed.
Bye.